Hi, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to show you an arpeggio drill I created a few months ago. I named this one Cascading Arpeggios because it basically has stacked arpeggios that kind of remind me of a waterfall falling from one level to another. I'll move it through all 7 positions of the C major key, and I'll get into all the details after I demonstrate it, including the tab, fingerings, picking, everything. So here's the drill. Okay, so there's the drill. Basically, it's all in the key of C major. What I'm doing is I'm going to first demonstrate ascending, though in the drill I start with descending. Basically, I'm just moving the arpeggio with the root position down in fourths. So playing the A, then a D, a G, and then a C. And I'm saying in keys, so it'd be A minor, D minor, G major, and C major. As I shift to a new position, what I'm doing is if you picture the next position, I'm reaching to the third, or flat third, of the next arpeggio. So I play the A minor, then I play the flat third of the D minor, reverse directions come to get the root, and then do the same thing. I move up to the third of the major, G major, and then the third of the C major. So now I'll go and demonstrate it. So what you can consider those, you could consider, if you're thinking of the second one as the kind of center of it, or the root between the progression, then it's basically a series of 5 ones. 5 1, 5 1, 5 1. If you're thinking of like the C, the highest one, as the key center or center for this progression, then it's a 6 2 5 1 that you're doing, which is a pretty common chord progression. But mostly what I want you to get out of this is to just really get comfortable switching between arpeggios and being so that wherever you are on any note, you can play an arpeggio, so that you really can use them in your playing. So you can play, an arpeggio, and then go into something else and just be improvising and go into arpeggio at any point in your playing. A good way to practice this drill is just to take small pieces of it. Maybe take excuse me, just one position, and then of like 2 arpeggios, shift forward and play another position, and then do the same thing, and you can just keep shifting forward into different positions rather than playing all 4 positions. That's more just to be comprehensive. We don't have to do that all the time. Okay, so the next position, basically I'm starting on minor 7. Or actually I didn't do this position first. So C major 7. Now, when I come down here, I could think of this as a G major still, and the first note being this, and when I play this note, it's just the E from the C majors, which would just be your major third. But I could also think of this E as being part of this next arpeggio, in which case this would be a C major 7. If I think of this E as the root, then it's E minor 7. So I'm going root, flat 7, 5, flat third. So it's the first inversion of E minor 7. Then if I continued through, this would be at the beginning of my next one. I could consider that, again, a D minor, and this just being the end of the G. Or I can consider this a B minor 7 flat 5 with a root, flat 7, 5, flat third, or flat 5 actually in this case. And then same thing here, this could be considered the F major 7. Now I'm not going to say all the arpeggios going through it because I wrote those down. So on any of these you can consider them either the triad, which I wrote on the ascending, or the 7th, which I wrote on the descending. And the fingerings all underneath them. So as I move through the different positions, this next one, what I'm doing, you could do these in different fingerings. I'm shifting here to use a different finger for each one, but I very easily could just slide a finger also, and that would be fine. When I ascend on this one, I'm going to not use the same finger even though I'm in that position. I'm going to use this finger because that sets me up to do my next arpeggio better. In this case, if I was going to set myself up, I'd slide forward, but since I'm not doing sliding, I'm going to go and use the second finger and then shift into the root, at which point I am in position, so I'm going to use my first finger at that point. I reach forward for the octave of that last arpeggio, the D note, which would also be the seventh of my next arpeggio, of the, in this case, the E minor. And reach forward for the octave, which just becomes the seventh of the next one, of the F major. Here's a switch between a major and a minor, so just, really be careful, making sure that you have the correct arpeggios all the way through. That's part of what this is helping you with. So if I have this minor, again, I'm going to shift to that note and the second finger to set myself up to use my first finger here. You could also slide. So doing the same thing all the way back. This one I think is probably the hardest one in the grouping. Just because shifting into that B minor flat 5 type fingering or G7 fingering is a shape that I don't use as much as the standard major and minor ones, so, and to shift back and forth between is a little awkward, so, and then you use this finger again. Okay, so that's kind of the arpeggios move through it. Like I said, you can simplify and just break out any individual arpeggio or groups of arpeggios. You can also isolate the picking. So this is a group of 3, if I'm missing, 3 downstrokes followed by 2 upstrokes. 3 downstrokes, 2 upstrokes, 3 downstrokes, 2 upstrokes. So when going back up, it's basically the same thing, though on because I started an upstroke on this, it's going to be down, up, up, and then the next one will be down, down, up, up, up. So that on that first A and the seventh, it's going to throw an extra note in, so that can affect the picking, but that's all written down on the tab. So don't worry about that. Again, you can always download or print that out from my Patreon page. Links in the description. It's always free. I also wrote a lick for this, but I'm not going to show it this time because I think a whole another page of tab is a bit too much for this video. So I'm going to create another video in a few days that shows just the lick, which will show you more applications of how you can use this, not just in the way that the drill does, but in more creative ways. When I'm creating drills, I'm trying to create something that's challenging, and if it sounds good at the same time, that's a bonus. But the main key is that it makes you better. When I create a lick, it's different. The main point is to create something that sounds good, and then if it's educational, that's the bonus. This lick will be kind of a combination of both because I'm purposely using a lot of the ideas from this drill, so I'm not completely free to just do whatever sounds best, but I still think it sounds pretty good. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave comments, and thanks.